Hi, I'm Adrian Luchanowski with First Capital Funding. I'm the Director of Investor Relations. We're here in Austin, Texas, at a site on the loan that we just closed May 24th, 2010 for $1,650,000. We're here with our borrower, Phil Treesh, and we wanted to talk a little bit about the process as from a borrower's perspective. So we're going to ask Phil a few questions. And here's Phil.
Well, to start with a few questions, JP Newman, First Capital Funding Managing Member. Phil, why don't you just tell us about the situation, how you found this project, and what your financing options were when you came across. Give us a little history here of the project.
Sure. I actually found this project a little over 2 years ago. Been chasing it, negotiating it, working on it, trying to find a way to put this deal together for the last couple of years. We went under contract about 8 months ago at an initial price of $2.2 million. I went out then to work on securing my acquisition financing, and what I found was that this was not a financeable asset in the traditional marketplace.
And why was it not financeable? What were the banks telling you?
In the regular commercial bank, whether it was local, regional, or large national banks, the marketplace right now is tightening on commercial real estate. A lot of the banks were at their limits on commercial real estate loans, and the FDIC is actually sort of changing regulations and wanting them to throttle back on the amount of commercial real estate loans that they were doing. So about 2/3 of the banks that I talked to they just didn't matter how good the deal was, didn't matter how strong we were as borrowers, they weren't in the game at all. And those that were could only underwrite the deal under certain parameters, and they couldn't look at the project from a different angle or from a different higher and better use. This happens to be a condominium community that has been operated in the past as if it were an apartment community. So the highest and best use is to do remodel on the individual units and sell those units as condominiums, whereas the banks were wanting to underwrite and appraise the property as an apartment community. So it really left us with an unfinanceable deal. So I had to go back to the seller, renegotiate the price, and let them know I've got to go to a private money source to find financing for this deal, because I have to work with somebody that understands the deal for what it is and isn't constrained by regulations and rules from an outside party. So I came to First Capital Funding. They came out and looked at the deal. They saw the potential. They saw that the numbers made sense.
And the location. I mean, we are right here in the heart of Austin, Texas, in a high-growth area, near an area called the Domain and Arboretum area, which is considered a very prestigious, kind of the epicenter right now, the demographic center of Austin. So we saw a great borrower. He had enough cash. He brought a group of investors to do the equity. Great experience, 10+ years experience, and a wonderful location. Just an opportunity that most banks just couldn't see because they're kind of caught in their box.
Absolutely, and to these guys' credit, not only did they see the vision of the property and understand the value and the opportunity that was here, they added over several months a great deal of value to the deal itself in an advisory role as to continuing to renegotiate with the seller, structuring of the deal, and even up to the last 2 or 3 weeks before closing, we were able to negotiate another $200,000 price reduction, which made the deal that much sweeter and therefore safer for everybody. It lowered our risk as borrowers. It lowered the lender's risk, and just made the deal a lot safer for everyone.
Yeah, potentially more profitable.
And definitely more profitable.
More than potential.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely more profitable. I mean, those savings that we got flow directly to the bottom line, and they allow us, if market conditions were to change or something were to happen that was outside of the scope of our control, that lower price and that better deal allows us the flexibility to still be in the game. It allows us to lower our sales price if we have to a point where our competition can't. I mean, they can't go that low because their acquisition price is too high, and they can't hold on as a rental property like we can if we need to, because their basis in the property is just way too high.
Great. Anything else you could add?
The only thing that I can really add, I think, is the fact that these guys went way beyond the role of a lender. They actually became partners with us in advising on the deal and helping to structure it and bringing in their team of attorneys and accountants and advisors to help us look at. Built in 1985. And a lot of the finish outs are still from that time frame. They all have fireplaces, washer dryer connections. We came in and did a nice granite countertop in the kitchen. We did hard surface tile flooring in the kitchens, the entryway, and the bath. We upgraded, of course, all of our plumbing fixtures, light fixtures, window treatments. We repainted everything. We did a dressing on the mantle above the fireplace to pick that up a little bit. We resurfaced the fireplace surround. This unit happens to have a really nice backyard. The last thing that we need to do to kind of finalize this is our landscaping. But we wanted to get all of our construction taken care of before we came in and did the landscaping. So we'll level this out and sod it and just leave it as a blank canvas for the
next person to...
Exactly. Whether they want to prefer to garden or...
These are 2 bedrooms, right, Phil?
Yeah, these are all 2 bedroom, 1 bath with an additional vanity area. So they're a Jack and Jill style bathroom.
Great. Light's much better.
Apparently we need to balance that then.
Okay. Bathroom.
Bathroom's got granite countertops as well with undermount sinks and new fixtures. Shower surrounds were redone in ceramic tile.
Very nice.
The tub was resurfaced. We're in the process of doing our final clean right now, but
Great.
so we're actually able to put these units on the market. We'll be the lowest priced product in this area of Austin with a higher end finish out and a better setup as far as the community goes with the private backyards and only 2 units per building. So we'll be superior product at a better price in a fantastic location, and that's generally a winning formula.
It's great. Thanks, Phil.
You bet.